What's up, icons? So remember that video from last week that I was doing my lookbook, but then towards the end of the video I ran out of energy because I was doing a 7-hour photo shoot all day and then tried to edit the same day. So I never got to edit the final video for you guys to see, so let's do it in this week's video. Let me just jump right into it so I don't waste any more of your time.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
So I'm going to be using Capcut in this video so that way everyone can do their edits. It's a free app that any of us can download. So instead of using my traditional software that I would use to edit my YouTube videos, I'm going to go ahead and use Capcut and edit on my iPad. So what I'm doing right now is just splitting up the footage into segmented frames that I can use when I go ahead and put the entire lookbook together. Now the footage I'm using right now is the edits that I did in last week's video, and I'm using that as like a guide to get started because I did start playing around with it, but I'm pretty much starting from scratch this week. I want to start over, so I'm splitting this all up. I could just use the original footage, but I'm being lazy. This is already right here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take a few seconds and actually split up these clips. So let me slow this down a bit and adjust my screen so you guys can see the bottom portion and you can actually see what I'm doing. So find the position of where you actually want to make the split at, and once you find that position, you just hit split, which is in the lower left corner. So now that all my splits are done for right now, I'm gonna go through and start organizing the clips in the order that I want them in, or at least just start playing around with it. So in order to rearrange the clips in the orders that you want them in, all you have to do is hold your finger down on the clip that you want to move and then just drag it left or right, whichever direction you want it to be in. That part is really easy too. Hold your finger down on the clip you want to move and then drag it. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of this off screen. I probably spent the next half hour just rearranging clips, splitting clips, and then just trying to figure out what direction I really wanted to go with this. So I'm not going to bore you guys with that part. I'm going to go ahead and play with it and then I'll move on to the next step. So I almost forgot I was even supposed to be recording for you guys, but let's get into the transitions. So this is the part to make it, stand out a little more, so it's not just jumping from clip to clip. This is my first time using Capcut, and I never knew they had so many transitions available on here. Like, I know if you are a TikToker, you probably already know about Capcut because this is what most people use to edit their TikToks, but I never used this and I can't believe how many transitions there are. So let me show you guys how to do your transitions. So you see that little white box in between each one of the clips? If you click on that, it'll pop up with this screen, so that way you can start going through the transitions. So where you see all those little squares that are flickering, those are your options for transitions. So as you can see, I'm just testing out different transitions. You can also adjust the speed of the transition. So if you want it to be a quick transition or a slow transition, you just drag that bar down at the bottom. So again, I'm gonna go test it out to see the transition, to see how I like it. But each one of those boxes in between each one of the clips, you can go ahead and add a transition, or if you see that straight line down the middle, you don't have to put any transition. That will mean that there's nothing there. Oh, and the other thing that I went and did, so instead of adding a transition in one of those boxes, I ended up reversing one of the clips. So basically this clip is going to act as the transition by me reversing it. I'll go off screen again and finish playing around with my transitions because I'll be doing this for a while, so I don't want to bore you guys with repeating the same thing over and over again, and then I'm gonna come back so we can move on to the next step. I'm just about done with playing around with organizing the clips and adding transitions. Now this next feature, I really was hoping it would work, but it didn't work out well for me. So you guys know the video I did where I showed you guys how to blend multiple photos together? Well, I was trying to do the same thing as far as the videos, because you can add in overlays in Capcut and then also remove the background. The only problem is if you look at like the dress, that's where I added in the clip. Like the dress as it's moving, it loses part of the dress in some parts of the clip, and I didn't like it. It just didn't look clean cut for me. I know this is Capcut, but I need it to be clean cut, and it just looked kind of messy, so I let go of that feature. Anyway, let's move on to the music. So now if you have an Apple device, you can add the music from your device and you can pull it right from like Apple Music. If you have a video saved to your phone and it has the sound on there that you want to use, you can extract it from the video. Or if you're using like a sound from TikTok, you can pull the sounds directly from TikTok. It has TikTok sound category right in CapCut. That's why a lot of TikTokers use this app to edit their videos. But for me, I have my sound saved on my iPad, so I'm gonna do from device and I'm gonna add the music directly into my video. So now my music is in there. All I really have left to do is go fine tune everything, adjust any last minute clips, add in any transitions or change the transitions, and just make sure it all looks cohesive with the music as well now that the music is in there. If not, make the necessary adjustments. And then I can finally show you guys the final results of me editing this footage. So one other feature I want to show you guys before I actually show you the final results, I decided to add in this transitional clip so that way it's not just all me the entire video, but there's some transition so it actually looks like it flows. So I added in the clip of me walking towards the beach that you guys saw in last week's video. The only thing is when I recorded it, I didn't use my stabilizer. So you can see in the video is shaky, but CapCut has a feature where you can actually stabilize the video so that way it doesn't look as shaky. So I'll go ahead and apply the stabilizer now. I'm gonna do the recommended amount, but you can do according to your needs. And once it's stabilized, hopefully you guys can actually see the difference. So let me finally show you guys what it is that I put together. So that is the final video that I came up with. I still have a ton of footage to use, so I'll probably create a few different ones, a few different versions of this that I can use for different things. I'll probably also add some fonts to this to make it more like a commercial so I can use it for marketing purposes. And if you follow me on Instagram, then you'll know that I've already used some of this footage to use for Reels. So of course I'll be using it on social media as well. Now the goal for this was to keep it under 30 seconds like a traditional commercial, but of course this was really tough to turn 7 hours into a 30-second clip, so it ended up being 42 seconds. So I do have to perfect shortening this out, but other than that I think I didn't do too bad.